Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 3, Tier 1. We are joined, me and Hugo today. We'll be commentating over the Spanish Grand Prix. Unfortunately, quite a poor turnout today. Only 11 racers. It just seems that everyone is either busy or just can't race tonight. But hopefully, these 11 racers can put us up a really good race tonight. We have the first one just heading out of the pits now.
That looks like Scooter Seb, I think. Not Scooter Seb.
Fretty's out. Let's see.
Here we go then. I'm just gonna actually know what I'm gonna do. So right now I'm watching Fretty and seems to be running quite high revs. He's got his ERS on 0 just to conserve it so he can deploy it as soon as he gets around the final turn and really utilize as much of it as he can. Maybe even go for a second flying lap. He's out on the super softs. Seems potentially the only one out on the who appears to be potentially using the softs right now. And now Fretty is starting his first flying lap, and we'll see where this places him on the grid of just 11 drivers. You only need to finish in the top 10 to actually finish tonight, unfortunately. And Fretty is currently coming through the middle sector onto the back straight, the DRS straight. Here Fretty comes then, and he's in the final chicane. He's gonna come out, and he's gone a bit wide, it looks like there. And across the straight, he is going to set a 1 minute 18.8.
Techers with the 118.7, just jumping ahead of him. Good first two laps.
Just over. So the lap record around this track is a 1:18.4, and that was set by Daniel Ricciardo this year. The circuit length is 4.6 kilometers.
Jumping in and just jumping over the line in a 117.8, which jumps him up to first position.
Absolutely smashing Daniel Ricciardo's time there.
And then Paul James with the 120, and then Scooter with the 117.061.
Scooter Seb on fire as usual in his Williams.
Simsy Danger with the 117.4, Jump Lane with 117.8, Brumadinho with the 117.8.
Exactly the same time.
Damn!
This is something you see often.
Don't know what's happened to Crazy Crumpy. He spun out just at the end of the just before the DRS zone, I think that is. No, it's just after the DRS zone.
Remember, there's no traction control, so maybe that getting a bit better of him. But Simply Dangerous also on the soft, so he's under half a tenth off Scooter Seb, and he's gonna go into the pits. Crazy Crumpet anyway. Scooter Seb is not gonna set another flying lap. He's probably coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Because he's put his DRS deployment down to 0. That is interesting seeing Yompa and Brimbidino having exactly the same time. I haven't seen that in this game yet. There's
No.
yellow flags in Sector 3, but I'm not too sure why that is. I think that was... Oh, and I just saw Brimbidino go into the barrier on the pit entrance. Luckily, that didn't take him out of a qualifying. He's very lucky for that not to have taken him out of qualifying, actually. Just the front wing taking the brunt of the impact.
So,
Spaghetti chips then. Looks like he's getting ready to set his hot lap now. He's coming through turn 16 and he's got his ERS not up to full mode yet, which is a bit strange, but he's on the straights now. He's only got it in mode 4. I believe that's 5. That is wrong. No, yeah, there are 5 ERS in those. Maybe planning on doing 2 ERS 2 laps. So just a couple people out on track right now. Spaghetti Chip's the only one on a hot lap. And Spaghetti Chip's heading down towards turn 10.
he's done that corner so well. He's just making everything flow perfectly around every corner.
Here he goes in towards turn 14 into turn 15. Then the long right-hander of turn 16. He's going to come out of the straight.
I think it's going to be a good
And
one. Not quite.
It's going to be very good. Just missing the pole time.
Only just missing it.
2 tenths there. Very, very close then. So that could provide some interesting races. Of course, Spaghetti Chips won the Grand Prix here in Season 2.
I see Crazy Crumpet just coming round to start his flying lap.
Lots of people exiting the pit lane there, I just saw. Crazy Crumpet on this super softs, it looks like. Although it says on the telemetry he's on his his best would be super softs, but he hasn't actually set a lap time yet, so he's actually strapped on the soft tyres. And Droppier has joined from his session, his race just beforehand. So hopefully that'll be something to add to the excitement of qualifying if he's able to qualify, which I'm not sure he's actually able to do. We'll have to wait and see though.
Ah, I lost it in the corner.
Messing up on his lap, yeah.
Damn, unlucky.
Unfortunate, yeah. So he's not going to be setting a faster lap anytime soon. And Spaghetti Chips has gone into the pit lane. Scooter Seb is on his out lap. Anyone else on a hot lap?
I think Brumadinho might be on one just now. Coming up into the DRS zone now.
Currently watching Woolster. He's definitely on an out lap. And there's yellow flags in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Not too sure why that is actually. No.
Let's see what Brumadinho can do to... Oh, it's Sector 3
yellow flags in Sector 3, and that's on the Williamses, I think.
I think it was just
Williamses.
Someone letting Brumadinho pass this so they can set a good time. He might just get this. 169!
And Brumadinho, wow, breaking the 117 barrier. The first person to break the 117 barrier, actually.
What a time.
That is a blistering time. So Spaghetti Chips gets knocked off the front row and Scooter Seb gets knocked off provisional pole. Now it is up to the other drivers to see if they can improve upon that time, which is going to be very difficult to say the least.
Now Scooter Reba's on a flying lap now, so see if he's got anything to say about Brumadinho taking over that pole position. Who else have we got out? We got Fretty just taking it easy. lets Scuderia past. The Scuderia was really pushing hard as he comes round at the DRS zone. He wants that pole position badly, you can really tell.
And there's yellow flags in sector 1.
Brumadinho just letting
I think,
Scuderia past.
yeah, sector 1, 2, and 3. Strange.
The 1:10 mark as he comes round that chicane. I'm not thinking he's going to get that 1:16 mark. He might just. He gets it 1:16.6.
That's a 1:16.6. Wow.
Scuderia just says no, you don't.
Jeez. That's gonna knock Cindy down, and he might need to decide on whether to stick with his soft. No, but he's moved on to the super soft, so I don't think he thinks there's enough qualifying pace in the softs to race today to be happy with that time, because he is on super softs and he's on his flying lap. See if he can retaliate and claim pole position now. I believe it was Brumadinho and Spaghetti Chips who had the battle all race long last season. So if you want to, you can go and watch that, but don't watch it quite yet, because the race is yet to start, so you don't want to be missing that either.
Brumadinho still with that 1:16.9, Scuderia with the 1:16.6.
And there's yellow flags in sector 3. I don't think that's anything too important. Dimsey looks like he just got a slight kick of oversteer, but he's going to come through turn 15 now onto the final turn, right-hander of turn 16. And he's going to come across the line, and he's going to set a 1:16.2.
Wow!
Absolutely whipping Scuderia Seb out of the park with that time. And I don't think he's going to be able to get knocked off provisional pole from that position now.
Damn, we're going to be in for a good race tonight. I can feel it.
This is exciting qualifying with just 11 drives as well, so we will have 12 for the race, because Dropia will join, but we'll have to see what happens, and I am looking forward to it. The DRS direct detection for zone 1, which is actually the back straight, is on it halfway between turns 8 and turn 9. Turn 9 being the right-hander towards the straight. And the second DRS detection is just after the exit of the chicane. So that might be something to bear in mind. And Crazy Crumpet then, he may have to retaliate because he's still on softs. Although he has beaten Philip Hogston so far. One of the Mercedes, I think, was just pulling out very close to the front of the Ferraris. And the top 7 are in their pit boxes.
I'm just jumping on board Teckers as he's coming up into that final chicane. See what kind of time he can set. He's at that 1:05 mark coming through the first corner, but I think that time might be invalidated. He cut that corner quite badly there. We'll see as, yeah, he's coming out of the pits.
He's going to hit the bollard on the way in.
So Philip Hodgson just coming round, see if he's, yeah, he's just about to start his flying lap as well. Paul James on the out lap.
Unfortunate. Yep. Philip Hogston then. I think the only driver on a fast lap right now. Yeah, because Scuderia Seb's on a hour lap. So is Fretty, I believe. So Philip Hogston's the one to watch right now, because he needs to try and pull something together, because the two Mercs are right at the bottom of the grid right now, and that's not something you'd see in real life. So
No,
we'll have to see it.
Hogston. I think the telemetry for Philip Hodgson on me is a bit wrecked. He's going, look, unless he is going really calm round again.
He might well be. Maybe he just messed up towards the beginning of the lap, but I didn't see anything.
We've got Paul James just starting his flying lap now as well. Let's see what he's got to say about that top 10. See where he can position himself.
I don't think we're going to see anyone getting into the 115s today, because that would be absolutely phenomenal to see. I don't know if anyone actually has ever got into the top 15. To the 115s. No, I wouldn't know. Yeah, so Philip Hodgson must have messed up earlier because his lap is very, very slow. Although he did turn off his ERS and is driving quite slowly. But he's going to put his ERS all the way up into mode 5. As he blasts along the straight. Crazy Crumpet, I think he's going to stay with his time on his softs. Now we have other drivers though on hot laps. Paul James is yet to break the 1 minute 20 barrier. As Crazy Crumpet out of the qualifying session, not too sure what happened there. And Yompa
Oh,
is
Paul James just spun out and he's out the race! Just in the chicane! Just couldn't control it, just clips the curb straight into the right wall.
Red Bull and one of the Williams going off, and Yompa getting disqualified, I think, there. And everything is going down right now. And Fretty is off the track.
And we were just talking about this before we went into the qualifying. My exact words were, this is quite an open track. We shouldn't have any crashes, surely. And there we go, just proving me wrong. Fretty is out of the race as well.
He's retiring though, I think he's given up on his qualifying times. Now Sims Danger coming across the line, he's got a 1:16.2. So that's his fastest lap, I think.
Now Philip Hodgson just coming round to try and get one more lap in, but he's not going to go for it. He's just sticking with that 1:18.7. Which gets him into the 8th position, which looks like he's going to be quite happy with. Scuderiba is on a flying lap as well. Get the ERS all the way up at level 5. He's going for it. Brumadinho just overtakes Scuderiba with a 1:16.5, which puts him into 2nd.
Oh, wow. So the two Ferraris are currently on top. Short has joined, so that means we're going to have 13 drivers for
and Scuderiba loses it!
Scuderiba losing it, and he hits the barrier. Oh, he was on a fast lap time as well, so that's very unfortunate for him.
But Spaghetti Chips is holding it well, coming around through this corner before the chicane. Can he say anything? We do have cars in his way, though. They are moving out of his way, that's good.
He is moving, and he's coming through turn 15.
What can Spaghetti Chips do? Here come 15, 16. He gets the 1:16 mark into
8, and he's not going to move up anywhere though.
Oh. So very good racing in the qualifying.
And Brumadinho retiring from the session. So that is going to, I think, put an end to our qualifying session. I don't think anyone else has is going to set another lap. No, and yeah, that is an end to our qualifying session.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your leaderboard there of so Sims the Danger will be starting on pole, Brumadinho in 2nd, Scuderi 3rd, Spaghetti 4th. As we go into the race, we will bring you all that action as soon as it's available.
Also, one thing to point out, Ferrari receiving a front row lockout, which is going to be good for the Constructors' Championship. And I reckon it's going to be an interesting first turn with those top 4 being very fast drivers. So we'll have to see how aggressive they get, if they're going to play a long game, and if we'll see any Max Verstappens further down the grid. Although none of them will have the opportunity to make up 14 places.
Yeah, so I see Drop
unfortunately.
J and Short have just joined the competition as well, which puts it up to 13 racers for this evening.
So Yompa did get disqualified, and that was because he was facing the wrong way.
Ah,
Uh, and Paul James was the only driver to actually crash out of the qualifying session.
so unfortunately, he was on an absolute flyer coming into that final chicane and just clipped the curb. And he couldn't control it after that, just put him right into the right hand side wall. Now, race time. Who we putting more money on
It,
this week?
oh, I'm tempted for Spaghetti Chips because he did very well last season, although some of the qualifying times were absolutely tremendous, and
Oh
we'll have to
no.
see if they can keep up their race pace, though. That's a complete other story, trying to keep up a race pace compared to qualifying.
Now, what kind of strategy are we expecting from some of these racers? Do you think? How many stops? What kind of tires do you think they'll go for? In your
I
opinion,
reckon
anyway.
maybe it's further down the grid, going maybe for a less aggressive strategy. They might go, although actually, no one qualified on the soft tires, so they may have to go super soft, soft, or super soft medium if they can stretch that super soft or medium that far.
Yeah.
Or I think those might be the strategies anyway, but we're going to get into the formation lap now. Here we go then, the build up to the race. Tensions are rising in the living rooms or bedrooms or wherever these drivers are seated right now, behind their wheels or on their controllers. Hopefully we can have a clean formation lap, and that'll be able to make the drivers keep their tyres nice and warm. Dropia, the only driver representing McLaren today, with Yompa the only driver representing Renault today. Renault being my old team from when I race, at least in season 1 anyway. And I was with Simsy Danger, which was quite fortunate when I race. Anyway, the number 12 of Simsy Danger leading the grid. You can see the drivers wiggling around on the track trying to get their tyres nice and warm.
There you go. So we're just having a quick look myself at tires that people are using. Now everyone's on the super softs except Crazy Crumpet, Yomper, and Drop J. They're all starting on your soft tire.
So they may go for a soft then medium, try and get the one stop, or they might go soft, super soft, super soft. So I have to see how their strategies play out tonight. Now then, the drivers coming round the final turn in preparation for the Grand Prix. Here we go. Gonna time the how long the driver at top has to wait for his grid position. For the formation to begin, and that was only about 10 seconds there, so not too bad. But anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights are up, and away we go here in Spain. The driver's pulling away, and we're gonna look, and there looks to become some kind of V formation, and the Cincy Danger protecting his lead, and Spaghetti Chips dropping down. Oh no, he's gonna go down the inside, and he's gonna try and get the position. They go 3 wide into the next turn. And Spaghetti Chips nearly spinning around, and there goes Williams nearly crashing. That was very, very close. And Red Bull slightly off the track there. There's yellow flags in the second one. I don't think anyone crashed, and that was a nice, clean start to the race. And it looks like there's a Red Bull of Techers trying to get in. Philip Hodgson maybe losing a position then, not too sure. Very nice. Now onto the DRS zone 1. Of course, there's no DRS
Oh,
yet.
Wasserman
And
off the
there
track.
goes the red. Uh, no, Red Bull. Yeah, Wilsterberg going off the track. Now he's going to receive challenging. And
Oh,
there
and the
goes the
drop just
Mercedes
straight into the
getting tapped
back.
from McLaren. And there's contact. Crazy Crumpet goes into the back of the Mercedes. And there's Philip Hodgson off the track there as well. So lots of calamities happening right now. And Spaghetti Chips has made up one position. Paul James having a great start there though, moving up 4 positions, and Cindy Danger has set a 1:23.4, which is the fastest lap so far. Wilsterberg, no, yeah, Wilsterberg going slightly wide in the exit of the final turn there.
Unfortunately, Drop J and also Yomp are gonna have to go into the pits. Yomp missing his front wing entirely.
You can see just how slowly he's taking that final chicane.
Yeah.
But further up the grid, Spaghetti Chips looks like he's getting quite close to the back of Brumadinho.
Looks like Drop J,
Let's see
whilst he's in his pits, changing onto those medium tyres straight away.
So Drop J maybe looking to go to the end on that tyre compound, or maybe just thinking of going for a longer strategy. So here comes Spaghetti Chips onto the second straight. I mean, oh no, Tekka's further down the grid, gaining very close to Philip Hodgson actually as well. Brumadinho locking up from the pressure of Spaghetti Chips. And now Scooter Ascent is gaining on Spaghetti Chips, and because although Spaghetti Chips did overtake him earlier, so we'll have to see how that plays out. And DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, so for the second DRS, and maybe see some overtakes. Although it's quite short, so sometimes the drivers can't get quite close enough. Now Super Danger setting a 1:21.3. Paul James diving into the pits actually.
Yeah, front wing damage, just getting it replaced just now.
Now, instead of looking to the Ferrari in front there, he's going to have to watch for the Williams behind, because number 95, Spaghetti Chips, is receiving lots of pressure, and the Williams trying to take a sniff down the inside, but sensing there's not enough time to make up that room. But on the straight though, I'm going to ride on board with him and see what he can do. He's only got ERS in mode 2, while Spaghetti Chips also has it in 2. He's going to have the DRS and the slipstream, but this is a very short straight because they're already in the braking zone, and he's gained nothing there. There's yellow flags in sector 1 though, so I think that's further down the grid.
Yeah, Paul James is down to a halt.
Very slowly. Yeah.
Not
Don't
sure
know
what happened
to him there. Now on the main straight, Scooter SM is in a position. Spaghetti Chips are getting very close to the back of Brumadinho.
Oh,
and
Brumadinho spins out!
Oh, Spaghetti Chips nearly crashing into him. That was very close. Now Scooter SM going to try and sniff down the inside of Spaghetti Chips. I don't think so. Not quite close enough there. That's very unfortunate for Brumadinho. I think he's got front wing damage. Not too sure though.
Techers is trying to make up some ground on Philip Foxton just now. Coming up into turn 1, he's made up a lot of ground. He got the DRS zone on that final straight.
Philip Foxton trying to go down the inside of Brumadinho though.
I think you might be right. Brumadinho might have some damage to the car. He's taking all these angles really wide.
I think, and that is Tekka's going down the inside of Brumadinho as well, so I think Brumadinho might have actually suffered some front wing damage. It doesn't look like it though. But maybe that's not quite the case. And Yomp setting the fastest lap actually in his Renault. Now Scooter is there, but piling the pressure onto Spaghetti Chips. It's into danger then. These first 4 laps, he's pulled away 4.5 second lead.
Let's see if Scooter Reeve can do something. He's got his DRS.
There's yellow flags in sector 3. I'm gonna check what that is, but he's gonna go on the outside.
Oh, he's on the grass!
He's gone off the track and he's hit the brake marker, so don't quite know what happened there.
Not sure what they were trying to do there, and Frey's managed to gain up a lot of space there because of that maneuver.
I think he tried to go down the inside, but got squeezed off by spaghetti chips. Very strange. And that's Crazy Crump out of the
Yeah.
race. Didn't see what happened there. I'm gonna see from Paul James's perspective, and it looks like he's done a Brumadinho because he's just sat in the middle, on the racing line actually of the final turn. So Drive's having to take a bit of evasive action there, but Fretty getting very close to the back of Scooter Seb. From the straight, then we might see some drama here.
Simsy Danger just coming in for his first pit as well.
So Scooter Seb maybe trying to find himself some fresh air, or maybe thinking the undercut might work out for him because Simsy Danger is pitting onto the softs, and Scooter Seb rather is pitting onto the softs as well. So have to see where that strategy takes them.
Walsterberg also pitting. He's got softs ready in his pit, so
Simsy Danger only coming out of the pit lane in 5th though. Now Spaghetti Chips has the danger from Fretty behind him, but I think Fretty just stocked up slightly there. Fretty's.
You can already see how the fresh tyres are helping out Simsy Danger to get the advantage over Techers to try and get that 4th position back. He's going to go down the inside line. Techers just has to let him have it. Techers knows that he just can't do anything about it. He is going to get his DRS zone, Techers, but too much of a gap there. Not long enough as straight to really make anything of it.
You really have to be almost side by side for the DRS to be in any effect in that straight.
The Spaghetti Chips going in for his pit, so Fretty's going to take over pole position.
I'm going to watch what tyres Spaghetti Chips pits for then.
He is on the super softs now, so he'll be switching on to the softs.
Yep, so maybe super soft, maybe that could be a one-stop strategy. I don't think it will though, if this super softs only lasted 7 laps. I think it might be a super soft actually the strategy, or super soft.
Techers as well, changing from the super softs onto his softs.
Everyone appearing to go for the same strategy then, and I'm just watching Yomp. He's getting quite close to the back of Paul James. He might find something on the main straight.
I've also just noticed Brumadinho and Drop J both switched to the mediums on their first stop.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a different strategy. But Yompa going straight down the inside of Paul James, that DRS really helping on the straight, and he's going to go out in the inside, and he looks to have made up that position quite easily there. Yeah, he has got that done and dusted. Brett is staying out though on his super softs, maybe not experiencing too much drama from them yet. And Simsy Danger sets the fastest lap with a 120.4 on his soft tyres.
Philip Fox in for his pit. He switched from the super softs to the softs as well. So yeah, everyone is going for roughly kind of the same strategy.
We shall see how this plays out then later.
And then Drop J is slowly getting up these positions after starting in last place, already up to 6th.
Doing very well then. Of course he is on the mediums, so we shall see where that takes him. After a slight incident at the beginning of the race.
Yeah. So everyone had their first stop except Fretty, We'll see what he's doing. He's in the chicane now, if he's going to come in for his first pit stop, lap 8. No, he's staying out.
No, he's not. Very strange.
Because Sims the Danger really is making up a lot of time here after that stop onto the softs. So Fretty is at risk of losing that pole position now.
Not too much happening elsewhere on the track, actually.
We've got a wee group of Drop J, Phil Foxon and Brumadinho just at the chicane here. And Brumadinho just 4 seconds behind, sorry, Phil Foxon. Phil Foxon trying to make up some ground on Drop J, but it doesn't seem to be happening.
Although Yompa's gaining on Tekka's on the straight. Yeah, because the Yompa is just about under a second away.
See if he can get any closer, get that DRS in the middle DRS zone, which should be coming up pretty soon.
Just
Two
a
more
couple
corners. There's
Yeah,
Fretty in
I'd
for his
say that,
first
yeah.
pit as well. So Sims the Danger will be taking the leader position. Scooter Reeve just coming round the final corner, taking second now off of Fretty.
And Fretty's pitting onto the mediums. Oh no, it's softs.
No mediums, he's on the mediums.
Mediums. Oh, they changed for softs for a moment in my screen. Strange. So maybe might be looking to go to the end of the race because we managed to stretch those super softs till lap 10. So maybe the more conservative one stop as he pulls out just behind his teammate Wolfstreamer. I reckon those mediums might be able to make it to the end. There's 23 laps to go.
Going for that one stop policy.
Interesting strategy. See how that compares to the other drivers' strategies.
So far uneventful apart from Crazy Crumpet, where the only racer to be out of the race so far. The Spaghetti seems to be closing the gap ever so slightly. No, he's actually losing time, apologies, by 1/10 of a second every single time.
Will he be able to regain that position on Scooter Seb? So Scooter Seb gaining, extending the gap quite a bit, and Paul James taking a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's probably just for small infringements. And Yompa's gonna pit now then. If they have any problem damage, he might be going onto mediums. I think those are his tyres from the start actually. He's
This
going on to
is,
medium tyres.
This is Yomp's second stop.
That's his second stop. And maybe his last. Maybe he's thinking that he can stretch the mediums to the end.
Drop J up 7 places, and poor Brumadinho after his spin out dropping 6 places. He's got a lot of work to do with only 20 laps to go.
He has got his mediums, so he
has
maybe
got-
go to the end.
Might be able to last to the end, yeah.
But if he locks up like he just said a minute ago, then he might have to pit again towards the end of the race. We'll have to see. I don't think we're going to have any rain coming in. The sky looks quite clear right now. Although that may change. I don't think it will though, because it hasn't been. Or I don't believe there's been anything sent by the drivers. Rubinho is gaining on Philip Hobson quite hard down that straight.
He is down to just a second now, so he will be getting that DRS zone when it comes up, unless he loses any time up until then, locking up again.
That's not going to help him.
Drop J getting the 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Must be cutting the corner slightly.
Yeah, Rubinho will have DRS, but I don't think this straight's long enough for him to make anything of it. He's already in the braking zone.
If he can just
and locking up on both of them. But on the main straight, he's only half a second away. There's yellow flags in sector 2. I'm gonna try and investigate why
Short
that is.
spun out. Not sure what happened to Short, but switched to him and he's on the grass. I think he may have front wing damage.
Rubinho though gonna dive to the inside of Philip Holston. Sorry to cut you off. And there's massive lockup, but he's made the overtake. There's the yellow flags in sector 2.
Short.
And yeah, Short does have front wing damage. Like bad front wing damage.
Safety car.
Safety car. Safety car has been
Short is
disabled,
out of the race.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. I don't know where he crashed. Yeah, he's crashed. That's where FLH creates a crumpet record, so I don't know what happened to either of them. He's almost in exactly the same place, and as Fretty receiving a drive-through penalty, a 5-second penalty, speeding under safety car. So that could be interesting. Oh, and Spaghetti Chip's nearly colliding with the safety car as he makes his way past it. This is going to close up the gaps for certain, and that might mix up the order. Because we're nearly halfway through the Grand Prix, and it would be interesting to see if people choose to pit for mediums or pit for a pair of softs.
Drop J has just switched from the mediums back to the softs, yeah. Philip Hogston in the pits too. And straight back out again.
Trying to locate the safety car itself right now. There it is, just behind Philip Hogston, I think. As Paul James going very slowly. Of course, colliding with the safety car is instant disqualification. Safety car doesn't seem to actually be moving at all. Maybe it's just waiting for Simsy to catch up. Simsy though pulling into the pit lane. Spaghetti Chips then is going to come back out on top, not utilising that extra almost free pit stop. Simsy Danger is going to stay in second even after pitting, so it looks like lots of drivers are pitting in track.
Very interesting. Simsy Danger on the mediums.
Spaghetti Chips then queuing up behind the safety car. The safety car going very slowly. Got to be very careful because colliding under the safety car, I believe, is also instant disqualification. Back of that Mercedes looking very nice.
That nice AMG.
Anyway, so it doesn't look like Spaghetti Chips wants to pit. And yeah, so Simsy's gone on to the mediums. He's definitely going to the end of the race. Wolfsburg, I don't think he pitted. Scudder said pitted onto the mediums, and at the bottom, most of them are on mediums apart from Dropye, or Dropya, or whatever it is. I don't think Spaghetti Chips is going to pull into the pits. It might be a bit too late now. No, he's not, so he's going to stay out on his softs. Maybe that pit stop may not fit in with his strategy quite so well. Now we wait to see when the safety car will be brought back in. Interestingly enough, there wasn't a safety car when Crazy Crumpet retired, so I wonder what's different about Shaw's retirement, because I believe that's what brought out the safety car.
At least that gave Yomp and Paul James a chance to catch up.
Was that contact, I think, between Tekkas and Dropye? Yeah, Tekkas receiving a 5-second stop-go penalty for hitting Dropye. Yeah, I did see that. But now Paul James has caught up to the rest of the pack. Spaghetti Chips really backing up the grid now, almost to a full stop. So getting ready to go underway, and Spaghetti Chips is going to start, and he gets oversteer, and he nearly goes into the pit lane, and he nearly crashes with Simsy Danger. Simsy Danger trying to peek down the inside, Simsy Danger then goes to the outside, and almost crashing, and now Wolfsburg trying to get in on the action. He's going to go to the inside of Spaghetti Chips.
Wide here.
Spaghetti Chips definitely
takes both of them.
And Spaghetti Chips goes back to the inside, and he regains that. And Wolfsburg taking the long road, and he's going to have to let both of them through. Yeah, I think he has to let Simsy through. Yes, he does. But Spaghetti Chips doing very well to stay out on top there. Now that is Brimdinho trying to go down the inside of Drop here, but he's not quite close enough to get anything from that. And that's Fretty exiting the pit lane. And now this is Paul James diving down the inside of Fretty. And Paul James does make the overtake. But Drop here getting very close to the back of Wolfsburg. He touches the grass, and on the straight he's getting a better exit, and he's going to go straight past without even the need of DRS. And now further up the grid, Simsy Danger trying to get past Spaghetti Chips. He's going to go for the switchback. They're going to go side by side into the next turn. Spaghetti Chips going round, but he's going very wide, and Simsy Danger gets him on the exit.
Oh, he's spinning
Simsy Danger getting a kick of oversteer, and now Drop here getting very close to the back of these two. Spaghetti Chips is going to have to try and do what he can on the main straight. Getting dirty, yeah, almost a little corner cut there. Here we go then, onto the main straight. Drop here is going to be following close behind. Spaghetti Chips is going to try and get that toe, and Drop getting the double toe from both of the cars in front. Now Spaghetti Chips are punching through the air. He's going to dive, and he's not going to get close for an overtake there. This is very close between the top group. That safety car, not Simsy Danger. That safety car really spicing up the grid right now.
There's a few races I've actually commentated over with Drop J in it, and he's not qualified. He started last, and he's finished on podium. Yet again,
And I
starting last, jumping up 10 places to third. Man doesn't even need qualifying.
I did say at the beginning of the race as well. I think it might have been before the stream, but I said I don't think we're going to see any Max Verstappen today. But Dropia has come to prove me wrong. Now Brimdina getting very close to the back of Wolfstrubert, just 3/10, and DRS should be enabled quite soon.
Wolfstrubert coming in for a pit.
Into the pit lane. DRS has been enabled then. 3-second time penalty for Scooter SF, but multiple warnings. Scooter SF though dropping down very far, not too sure what's happened to him then. Because he was right at the top earlier on. Spain once again proving to be a very exciting race.
Safety car changed up everything there.
That safety car has really spiced up the race, but I think Spaghetti Chips will have to do another pit stop. And Cincy Danger has done 2 pit stops and he's on the medium as Paul James gets a bit of a time penalty there, 3 seconds. But yeah, so Spaghetti Chips has got to do another pit lane, I believe. Pit stop. There's yellow flags in sector 1. Dropia has done 2 pit
Paul
stops.
James has span out in sector 1. And he's facing the wrong way of the track!
Oh, and they nearly collides with Scooter SF. That was very close. Now there's debris all over the track, but it's get removed. And he goes into the barrier trying to get out of there. And,
yeah.
And he's killed himself.
He's had enough.
And he's stopped right in the middle of the track, so...
Paul James had enough.
Very aggressive now. And that means you just have to finish the race to finish in the points now. All the drivers. Now I'm watching Yompy, he's gaining on Philip Holston, who's got a DRS. But further up the grid, Droppy is going to make a dive bomb down the inside of Spaghetti Chips. Spaghetti Chips defending that. Now Yompa overtaking Philip Holston. I'm going to move back to Dropia because Dropia getting very close. A bit too close for comfort there for Spaghetti Chips. Spaghetti Chips definitely receiving pressure. There's a bit of the carbon fibre from Paul James. You can see it just there, so the drivers might want to avoid that because I'm not sure if it'll give them punches. Now Scooter SF setting faster than that with a 1:19.3, and Tekkas has peeled into the pit lane and he's come out on softs.
Ooh,
And going wide there, Dropia. That very close there. Massive lockup as well.
He's going so hard in his corner, he's going to have to be careful. One wrong move going that hard in corners and he will end his whole race.
And he's also going to have to try and stretch those tyres if he wants to get them to the end. I doubt he will get them to the end.
Not now though, he's locking up every single time because he's that close to Spaghetti Chips. But he's getting the DRS zone in this straight, but there's that much of a distance between them now, it's not going to make any difference.
Spaghetti Chips does definitely have to pit again at some point.
He will.
And I think Droppy will have to pit again at this straight as well.
It'll be a case of who will pit first.
Will it be the undercut or the overcut? And Droppy going
well
very
wide.
wide, yeah. Lucky not to receive any penalties for that.
Locking up that front left again. I can see a pit coming from both these guys at some point.
I'd say
the Spaghetti Chips has had 14 laps out of those softs, so he will be due a pit, as you say, very soon. If
in the next 4-ish laps, I reckon.
Yeah, and Drop J with the amount of locking up he's doing will be wearing those tyres down dramatically.
Said that as he does a double front lock up. So yeah, I think by lap 25 they will have both have pitted. Otherwise they won't gain anything from pitting onto Super Softs, if indeed they can pit onto Super Softs if they've got any left. So I'm gonna watch Spaghetti Chips. Is he gonna peel into the pit lane?
No, he's both staying out.
They're both gonna stay out. Now Drop here, he's gonna try and get the DRS. I can see from this helicopter angle, he's gaining quite close.
Getting close, he's gonna dive down the inside. No, he's going
He's
down
going to
the
go
outside.
actually down the outside. He nearly goes out. He locks up again. So this tyre's really taking the pressure. Spaghetti Chips doing well to try and keep his tyres nice and flat spot free. But that definitely has closed the gap quite majorly. And he locks up again. So I reckon he's going to have to pit probably at the end of this lap.
Tell you what though, with these two having their fight, it's giving Brumadinho the chance to catch up now. And also, I don't know what's happened to Yomp, he's just kind of losing some time here. He was gaining there. Oversteer a wee bit on that exit of the corner. The Brumadinho jump on board with him as we come onto the DRS straight. What will Drop J Brumadinho do with this situation?
Double front lock up then again from Dropye. And onto the main straight they advance. Through turn 13 into 14, followed by 15. Will Spaghetti Chips pit? No, he won't. Will Dropye pit? No, he won't. So he's going to try and back that out on the straight. Now Brumadinho almost within a second of Dropye now. So that's another threat coming from them. I think this battle is definitely slowing both of them down. Now Dropye getting very close. He's going to go
right
to the inside, and he's gone right past. No, he hasn't. Shooting, and Spaghetti Chips is going to have the inside for the next part of the game. Dropye's trying to get on the inside, but I think Spaghetti Chips has just about defended that. So the next lap, if they don't pit, because my estimated pit window is about to fly out the window.
Did you think they'll go super soft and start really hammering it into the corners?
More locking up then. I'd be surprised if they can stretch these tires to the end, because there is 10 laps left, and I don't think those tires are going to make it at this rate.
Brumadinho just within that 1 second, not quite, so he doesn't get the DRS zone on this one.
He's definitely capitalising on the two in front of him's battles. And
yeah.
Another lock-up from Dropye, so Dropye, if he doesn't pit this lap, I don't know when he'll pit, to be honest. Maybe next lap at the latest, otherwise I don't think there'll be too much point in pitting. But they might pit towards the last 5 laps, because I did see at the beginning of the race some people pitted 5 laps after.
Drop J's going for the pit. And Spaghetti Chips, yeah, I think, might be having some problems. I'm seeing AI appear above his head a few times. Also Brumadinho coming into the pits. So Yomper taking over 3rd place, and he's on the mediums, so I'm not thinking he'll have to pit again. So Philfox and will have the chance to get some catch up on him. Drop J and Brumadinho are going to have to do some work. What will they be switching onto though? It seems...
And Dropye receiving...
Stop and go penalty.
Really late. Yeah.
And he's switching on to the super softs. Brumadinho also in the super softs.
Is Dropye on the super softs for you?
He is now, yeah.
He's on the softs for me.
Oh, softs, sorry, my bad. Brumadinho on softs as well.
Gonna say.
Sorry, my bad.
It's fine. Will Spaghetti Chips pit now? He has an open window. He's got no pressure, or very little pressure. Philip Hogston doing very well. Don't usually see him this far up the order. And if Spaghetti Chips, once he pits, if he can't make that back up, then he's definitely going to have could possibly have a podium here if Spaghetti Chips does pit, unless he feels like stretching those tyres all the way, which could be the case, because the pit window is running out, and it'd be quite amazing to see him stretch those tyres all the way towards the end.
Oversteering a wee bit, loses up on the time coming into the final straight.
Philip Hogston will just need to keep his head in the game. Now Dropye has Wolfsburg lined up in the sights on Wolfsburg, his next rival.
Simsy Danger just sitting so comfortable on that pole position.
Now, Spaghetti Chips Yompa rather is approaching Spaghetti Chips with Drop Rare receiving a 3-second time penalty, so it's all going down the drain for him right now. Tekka's also receiving a 3-second time penalty. That means Drop Rare, if he does finish the race, I don't think Scooter Seb has any penalties. It means he'll be finishing. And now Spaghetti Chips pulling into the pit lane. Now, Spaghetti Chips pitting onto the Super Soft, and he's being held. No, he's not. That was just a bit of lag on my part. Drop me trying to go down Walshbet, and now Spaghetti Chips, will he pull out in front of? It's pulling out miles in front of Drop Me. So Spaghetti Chips is going to have to really push and regain those positions. He's almost 2 seconds behind Brumadinho, and in front of him. So Philip Hogston is in the podium positions, and he's got a bit of leeway between himself and Brumadinho. Depends on how much that gap can be closed, because it looks like it's been closed quite quickly. Philip Hogston on the podium. I don't think that's been seen this season so far, so that'd be very interesting and quite nice actually to have a new driver on the podium, although Brumadinho is closing that gap seriously quickly.
Those soft tyres really getting sticky in the corner, so we can push it just that bit harder round. Spaghetti Chips is coming up to challenge Brumadinho to get that fourth position back. We've got Walsterbert trying to catch up to Drop J. We've got Scootery also trying to challenge Walsterbert. Tecker is just trying to close down the gap again.
Brumadinho is advancing on Philip Hogston at a rate of knots.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That'll be interesting.
He's closed it from 7 seconds down to 5, now down to almost 4 seconds behind.
But although Spaghetti Chips is getting on Brumadinho, so I think the Sims Danger and Yompa are relatively safe. Sims Danger very safe. Yompa quite safe, and it's just Philip Hogston. Will he be able to hold on to that position in the next 5 laps? Because he's only got 5 laps left of the session. Spaghetti Chips though gaining very quickly on Brumadinho, so if Spaghetti Chips can gain on Philip Hogston faster than Brumadinho can, I'm not too sure if Brumadinho is going to finish on the podiums today.
Ooh, Spaghetti going really hard into that corner, getting right up behind Brumadinho after the DRS zone. Coming up into the corner for the chicane, right on him. He wants that 4th position back.
Philip Hogston, he's under 3 seconds away now from Brumadinho. This battle might slow those 2 drivers down enough for him to hold on to that position. That's
with the fastest lap as well. He's getting the DRS zone coming down. He's getting down the inside.
And he's made the overtake in the braking zone. That's quite nice there. And I don't think Brumadinho is getting that back. Now, Philip Hogston is going to have to defend with his life for the next 5 laps if he wants to hold on to that position. Brumadinho taking a sniff down the inside of Spaghetti Chips there, but Spaghetti Chips on the newer and softer compound, I don't think he's letting that position go.
Those 3 medium tyres all up in that podium position, they really did work for those guys right at the start to make those tyres last almost half a race. Sims Danger has got 13 laps, Yomp with the 17 laps, all out of those tyres to keep them ahead of everyone whilst they're all doing their pit stops. Very good strategy from them.
Is losing out right now, so battle for 3rd is in play, I think, right about now. Everyone doing 2 stops. One Drop Me, he's done 3 stops, so he's done well to get up in 6th place.
The Spaghetti Chips getting the DRS now.
He's gone down the inside. Although Philip Hogston doing well to try and keep up with him.
He's not going to maintain it in the corner, I don't think. And
also
Brumadinho!
Diving straight
oh,
down
contact!
The inside, and there's contact. And Philip Hogston is almost sent completely off the track. and unfortunately he's lost those positions. Those mediums just nowhere near grippy enough to keep up with these two drivers. Spaghetti Chips, so the battle for third is not over because Brumadinho is so close to the back of Spaghetti Chips.
They have just had a fight
Under
this
4
whole race, non-stop at each other. I tell you
It's
what,
just a replay.
Drop J now getting his eyes on Philip Foxon now, trying to come up to that 5th position. He's getting his eye just closer and closer to seeing him. I don't think Walsterberg will be able to catch up to Drop J from the medium compound versus the soft, considering Drop J's got the newer tyre.
No, then there's just over 3 laps to go.
In the battle for 7th. Now Walsterberg with a wee bit of oversteer coming out of that corner.
The battle for third is just like a replay of the battle for first from last season. So Spain providing Brumadinho and Spaghetti Chips with a nice battle. Now Brumadinho is gaining on Spaghetti Chips, who will go to the inside.
He's diving down the side, he's off the
Spaghetti
track!
Chips nearly forcing off the track, and he looks like he's ready to overtake Spaghetti Chips. We'll have the inside, he's off the track, and there's contact, and they nearly comes round. Got to really watch that contact because that's on the front tires, and you are around, and that is Tekka's overtaking Scuderia Seb because Scuderia Seb is pitted for some super softs. Bit of a strange choice there, so late in the race. Now Spaghetti Chips will have to regain that position on Brumadinho. This is what it all comes down to. Spaghetti Chips on the straight then, he's Paul James leaving the session. He's been retired for a while. Spaghetti Chips has the DRS, but he's nowhere. Just nothing can be gained there.
Drop J right on the back end of Philip Foxton here. He's going to come up to 5th and then really hunt down Spaghetti Chips and Brumadinho. But with only 2 laps left, this fight for third, this fight for the podium, the Spaghetti Chips is getting the DRS back on this battle down the last straight.
Quick. He's going to go for the outside or the inside.
He's getting the outside.
He dived straight down the outside, but he's going to lose it in that second half, and he's not going to make the overtake.
Lost a lot of time there. Phil Foxon and Drop J having a wee battle there, but Phil Foxon managed to maintain that 5th place. Drop J getting dangerously close to Phil Foxon there. And again, locking up into the corner. That'll really be taking its toll now. All these lockups really wearing down the tyres.
Just over 2 laps to go now.
Jumping back on Spaghetti Chips, who had the DRS to close down the gap again on Brumadinho, coming round the corner. Wee bit of oversteer.
On the outside.
And Philip Foxon manages to keep the position.
Pushed off the track though.
There's so much action. We've got a battle for 5th place. We've got a battle for the podium.
On the exit, and the McLaren takes the position off Philip Hodgson, unfortunately for Philip. So Philip dropping down quite rapidly now.
Now let's see, with 2 laps to go, will Drop J be able to close the gap on Spaghetti Chips? I don't think so, because these guys constantly getting the DRS. Spaghetti Chips not going to be able to close down the gap enough to do anything in this corner.
Well, they're closing it down very much in the braking zone.
But I think Spaghetti Chips are going to kind of hold on to that 4th position right up until the last second. Just keep right on Brumadinho's bum.
He doesn't want to leave it too late there. I don't think Drop J is going to make up 6 seconds in the last few laps. Scuderia said though, second the fastest lap with a 1 minute 18.3 on his super soft tyres. Scuderia said having a bit of a bad race all the way down in 9th position.
No,
Spaghetti Chips running out of time.
He's getting the DRS again to try and close down the gap coming into the corner before the chicane. And Brumadinho with a lockup.
Chips has an DRS activated, so maybe trying to regenerate it for the final lap.
Yeah.
Which we are entering now, lap 33 for 33.
The Brumadinho is very low on ERS. He'll get 20% of his battery left.
Spaghetti
Spaghetti
Chips, on the other hand,
Chips.
has about half his battery. But he's got it on 0. No,
There you
he puts
go.
it up
He's
into
firing
mode
it right up to 4, getting the DRS. He's really going to make use of it to really close down the gap with Brumadinho just sitting right on the inside of the track, making sure that Spaghetti Chips, if he does catch, can't do anything with the inside.
That is Spaghetti Chips. That could very well have been Spaghetti Chips' last chance.
The final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Sims the Danger, I can quite confidently say, will be your winner if he doesn't crash. Jumper coming into the second position, but this battle for the podium for third place, Spaghetti Chips and Brumadinho. Drop J just too much of a gap. There's almost 10 seconds of a gap there, so he will be Phil Foxton and Drop J kind of maintaining the 5th and 6th position. We will stay on board Spaghetti. We will stay on board Spaghetti.
Yellow flag to sector 3. Oh, that's a car slowing down to let him through. That was Fretty slowing down. Now Yompa coming through turn 15 onto 16. He's gonna come out on 2nd place, but behind him just 10 seconds for Spaghetti to make up that position, and it looks like
Brumadinho's going to get it. Yeah, he's going to get it. Spaghetti just a wee bit of oversteer coming out the chicane.
Unfortunate for him. That was a beautiful race. Lots of action there from the two drivers.
I tell you what though, Walshabert taking over 6th place from Philip Foxton.
Oh, and on the straight, Philip Hoxton's going to try and take it back.
He's going to get it, guys. Not quite getting it.
Just about it. Oh, unfortunate.
But
very unfortunate.
But ladies and gentlemen, after a very exciting race on the final 10 laps, the safety car really did change up the final 15 laps of that whole race. Wow. Simsy Danger is your winner tonight.
Wow. And the podium dominated by the Ferraris.
Jumper in 2nd, Brumadinho in 3rd. Very exciting, those final laps. Spaghetti versus Brumadinho. Contact left, right and centre. Diving down inside, trying to take outside off the track. Everything, it was so much excitement.
What a race. Wow. So the final order is going to be Simsy Danger, then Yompa's going to come off in 2nd. Rounding off the podiums is Brumadinho, followed by Spaghetti Chips, who's just hardly over a 2.5 seconds off. And then Walshabert is in 5th, followed by Philip Hogston, who was in the podium position for a bit, in 6th. Then Dropya representing McLaren in 7th. Then Tekkers in 8th. Scudero Seb in 9th and 10th. Rounding off the finishers is Fretty. Fretty, the only driver I think to have been lapped throughout the duration of the Grand Prix. Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be leaving you there after the Spanish Grand Prix. You have been with myself, Stuart, and also Hugo. We thank you all for joining us tonight. Hugo, if you want to say goodbye.
Well, goodbye, and I think we'll see you next time, I believe, in Monaco, if the drivers feel like they want to turn up.
It is indeed. Monaco is our next Grand Prix next Tuesday. We hopefully will see you at 7 o'clock again next Tuesday. But that is all from us tonight on the Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.